The Bookmas Read Along is over, and I'm so excited to talk about these short stories with you. Hey everyone, my name is Amanda, and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and today we're going to talk about all 3 short stories that we read along together during the first 3 weeks of Bookmas this year. I was really excited to host this read along. I felt like it was something that we could do throughout this whole Bookmas season to just kind of bring a little bit of cheer, pad our reading goals a little bit, and just like give you a little quick hit of happy, cute romance. And I honestly hope that that did just that. For week 1, we read Resting Scrooge Face by Megan Quinn. This was a super short story. It was only like 80 pages. I think my Kindle said it was going to take me like an hour and a half to read it. And that was about how long it took. So it was a nice little quick story in between big, hefty books that I had read. I had warned people when I put out my Bookmas video for the read along that I didn't know how this was going to be. The last time I read a Megan Quinn book, she surprised me in how spicy that it was. Like I wasn't expecting that. So I didn't know what this 80 pages was going to be like. But Megan made it so cute. It was so sweet and fun. And like I said, it was really short, but it did not have any spice in it at all. This one was a cute little story about a girl who was returning home to her hometown that is very full of Christmas, but she just wasn't feeling the Christmas vibe. And she runs into her ex-boyfriend who broke her heart, who was also not really feeling Christmas. Because they live in a meddling town, their mailman picked up a letter from the boyfriend, Caleb, that he wrote to no one in particular, talking about how much he was loathing Christmas this year and wanted nothing to do with it. And he mysteriously delivered it to Nola. And they kind of formed this secret pen pal relationship, writing each other back and forth, originally talking about how much they were not looking forward to Christmas. But then slowly those feelings started to thaw. I thought it was pretty cool how quickly Megan made me excited for the characters and happy to see what was going on. It was quick. It was so fast. It felt fast. It felt like it moved quickly. And in a normal book, if issues were resolved that fast, I would have been like, this is unbelievable. This was ridiculous. This would never happen this quick. But in this kind of short story, just being like a cute, sweet Christmas time little like mini movie, I thought it was really good. I also really liked how like there was a chunk in the middle where it was just their letters back and forth. And I think that that was a really good way to show the development from their own words without depicting this huge like story with scenes. You still got to have the feel that feelings were changing based on what they were saying. And the letters were cute and quirky and funny and like sweet. And so you got to have all of that change while still keeping it really short. I feel like I need to come up with a different scale to rate novellas because it's so hard to fit it in my normal rating scale just because there's so much less to go off of. This is a looser scale that I'm rating these with. So I'll give this one 4 stars. It was cute. It was a nice little Christmas story, and I would recommend it if you're looking for a quick hit Christmas. Spice level on this was 0, which was surprising to me as something coming from Megan, but it was just sweet with little kisses, no spice. For week 2 of my Bookmas Read Along, we read Dear Santa by Kristen Granada. This was a novella that was the longest of the 3 weeks. It was like 200 and something pages, I think, maybe a little bit less. I don't remember off the top of my head. I read it on my Kindle. But this was about a girl named Christina who is going home to her family for Christmas. And her mother always gives her a hard time about not being with anyone. So she decides to write into a Dear Santa advice column asking for help, and they suggest that she hires an escort. So she does that. But little does she know, that's not who she ends up bringing home. So funny story, I actually read this book this morning. I woke up at 5 a.m. and it wasn't time for me to get up yet. So I sat in the dark and grabbed my Kindle and was like, why not start week 2's novella? So I did, and I queued it up. and I started it and I almost finished it before I fell asleep on my Kindle, which was great. I thought it was really cute. I actually think I may have liked this one a tad bit better than last week's, just because I felt like it was a more full story than we got last week. This one almost just really felt like a little bit shorter of a romance book. I was not really expecting the little twist based on the description that the person that she brought home was not actually the escort. I thought that was fun. I also really liked the rock star kind of drama that she dropped in there. I wasn't expecting that. And while this was a Christmas novella, and obviously it happened on Christmas, like it was very centered around Christmas, it wasn't overly Christmassy. And sometimes I feel like with any of these Christmas books, like a lot of the ones that I read this year just have not been overly Christmassy. And I want more Christmas vibes. Like I want more Christmas themes. And this one was fine. Like it was snowy and they were having Christmas dinner and snowball fights and stuff like that. But it wasn't overly Christmas. Like it was more about the little romance than it was about the romance at Christmas time. I was not expecting the deep discussion that was in this book about mental health. Definitely was not anticipating that. And I apologize that I didn't have that as a trigger warning to throw out to everybody who read it. So make sure you do check trigger warnings. There is some discussion of mental health issues, depression, previous suicide attempts. They're more like recounting that information than it is actually happening. There's also overbearing parents, kind of gaslighting themes. So something to consider. And I do think it's interesting that that is included in a Christmas novella because it can be a common theme that people see around the holiday season. So just kind of warning everyone that that is present in this novella. But overall, I thought it was really cute. I gave this one a solid 4 stars. I really liked it. Like I said, felt like it was a more full book. And there was spice in this one, which we did not get in the last one. I did not know if there was going to be, but based on this description, the whole we can't keep our hands off of each other thing, I was like, oh, okay, there might be spice. And there was. So this one is a 2 on my spice scale, but there are a few scenes, like maybe 3, I think, in a novella that seems like a lot. It was a little spicy novella. I hope you guys like Dear Santa. I actually really liked her writing style, so I may be checking out some of her other books. It looks like she has a really long backlist of things to read. Not all of them are Christmas, so I'm definitely going to have to sift through and see, but she will be on my TBR in the future for sure. It's week 3 of the Bookmas Read Along, and this week we read My Night Before Christmas by Amanda P. Jones. I was hoping that we would leave off the read along with a novella that was exciting, but honestly, for me, this one fell a little flat. And it made me really sad that we were leaving the read along on a little bit of a down note, at least for me. I hope you guys liked it. This novella was marked as a second chance romance and was about a girl who had this really great connection with a guy, and then things kind of didn't work out. She got ghosted, and then he shows back up and wants to be with her, but she's in a super busy time running her bakery, and he just kind of won't leave her alone. I hate giving this one such a low star rating, but if I'm being true to what my stars stand for, I have to give this one a 1. I didn't really like it. And the main reason why it bumped down from a 2 to a 1 for me was because it was marked as a Christmas book. It has Christmas in the title. I thought with, the busyness at the bakery and all this, it was going to be, Christmas bakery kind of thing. And there just wasn't any Christmas in the entire novella until the epilogue. And to me, that does not mean that it's a Christmas book. And I was really, really disappointed that I picked this for my read along for Bookmas, and there was no Christmas in it. I also didn't really connect with the characters. There were a lot of conversations that were just kind of like history telling, But in a novella, we're not getting backstory. It's too short for all of that. So I just felt myself skimming through a lot of it. Overall, I just really wasn't a fan of it, but I really hope that you guys liked it. This is a sweet novella, so there is no spice, no spicy scenes, but there is a little bit of steam with some steamy kissing scenes. I really am sad that I feel that the read-along ended on such a downer note for me, but I did really like the first two novellas. So if I were going to rank what I thought about all three that we read this month, I think I liked Dear Santa the most. It may not have been the most Christmassy, not like Christmassy in the Christmas novel true sense. I mean, the whole thing took place on Christmas. So I liked that part of it. But I felt like I got more out of the characters and more out of the relationship and kind of a more complete story. So I think I liked that one the best. Then I liked Resting Scrooge Face. And then I obviously left this one, which I was not really a fan of, My Night Before Christmas, which wasn't a Christmas book. I am not a huge novella reader, so please let me know if you guys liked doing this, especially in December. To me, it kind of felt a little bit more attainable. Like, I haven't really read a lot of books this month, especially towards the end of the month when things start just getting really busy. Let me know what you guys thought. Did you like doing the novellas? Was it easy for you to participate? Did you enjoy the ones that we read? Like, give me your thoughts in the comments. Let me know so that I know if we want to continue doing it next year. And of course, for every single one of you who participated in the read along with me this month, thank you so much. It was my first Bookmas, so it was like really exciting to do something a little bit more interactive. I mean, kind of interactive. We were all reading the same thing generally at the same time. So like, it was fun. It was fun to kick off with something that kind of lasted throughout the whole month. And thank you for reading along with me. I'm going to have to start making a list and figuring out different novellas for next year if we want to keep doing this. And don't forget, there are 2 more days of Bookmas, so stay tuned for the final days. You've been with me this long. We're almost done. Don't forget, you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at The Fun Size Reader. See you guys next time.